Your private thoughts, they're the new frontier for artificial intelligence. And no, that's not science fiction. It's happening right now.
So here's the trend we're seeing. Everyone is asking, is your journal, that really private space, is it about to get an AI copilot?
Okay, so what are we actually talking about here? AI journaling is basically using artificial intelligence to supercharge your self-reflection. Instead of just a blank page, you get an active partner that asks you questions, spots patterns in what you write, and gives you prompts that are tailored just for you.
But let's be super clear on one thing. These tools are not therapists. They don't, know you. The best way to think about them is as really sophisticated mirrors. They just reflect your own thoughts back to you, but in ways you might not have seen by yourself.
So why is this blowing up right now? It really comes down to this idea of the guided reflection loop. People are craving a more structured way to make sense of their own lives.
And this comparison kind of makes it obvious who this is for. If you love the feel of a pen on paper or need absolute total privacy, traditional journaling is still perfect. But AI journaling? It's solving a totally different problem. It's for those of us who stare at a blank page, who want to see the hidden patterns in our moods, or who just need that little nudge to stay consistent. And here's how that loop actually works. It's a simple but really powerful three-step cycle. First, you just write your raw, unfiltered thoughts. Then, the AI helps you reflect by spotting themes and asking some deeper questions. And then, this is the crucial part, it helps you turn those insights into action. This is what changes journaling from just venting into an active tool for personal growth.
So, the benefits that are really driving this trend are pretty clear. The AI guides you to deeper insights. It connects the dots between entries you might have written weeks apart. It offers a kind of non-judgmental validation. And by making the whole process more engaging, it really helps you build a consistent habit.
But here's the real kicker, why this truly matters. Underneath all the cool benefits, there's a hidden tension, a psychological conflict that researchers are now calling the autonomy paradox. This quote from a creative director in a recent study, it just completely nails it. It doesn't matter how helpful the AI is. If it feels like it's taking over, taking away our control, our sense of agency, we're going to push it away. And that's the heart of the paradox.
Now, this diagram might look a little complicated, but it shows a really simple conflict. On one side, you have how useful the AI is, its ability to help. But on the other side, you have our fundamental human need for control, for autonomy over our own thoughts. And that's the paradox in a nutshell.
So here's the bottom line. Making sure a person feels like they're in control isn't just a nice little feature. The study found it's the single most critical factor for whether someone will even consider using these kinds of tools for personal and creative work. It's a total deal breaker.
And all of this leads to an even bigger idea, a long-term impact, the concept of your algorithmic self. We're moving beyond the idea of AI as just a mirror, and we're starting to ask, are these tools actually reshaping the way we think and see ourselves? Okay, so let's get practical for a second. If you're curious about this, the apps out there all kind of specialize. You've got things like LifeNote, which is really focused on deep self-discovery, all the way to Reflectly, which is great for beginners just wanting to track their mood. The key is just finding one that matches what you're hoping to get out of it.
And if you do decide to try one out, just remember a few best practices. Be specific and honest. Treat what the AI says as a starting point, not the final conclusion. And most importantly, always remember that you are the one in control. You always have the final say.
Which leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? We started this by calling the technology a sophisticated mirror. But as it gets smarter, as it gets more integrated into our lives, we have to ask, is it just a mirror, or is it actually shaping the person that it's reflecting?
Daily Trends Explained. Follow for more.